All right, so IGN got Kristen Stewart joining the MCU. Sounds like a fucking nightmare. That's what she said about that. It sounds like a fucking nightmare unless Greta Gerwig directs. Interesting. Via Not Skinny but Not Fat podcast. Oh, because she said this on a podcast. Okay. All right. It says here Kristen Stewart says she will likely never do a Marvel movie. Understandable. I don't think anyone was expecting her to do a Marvel movie, so that's kind of funny how she was asked about it, and didn't mince words about it. But the door was left open for one possibility. If Barbie's Greta Gerwig is willing to direct, that would be very interesting. I don't know what property would they do. I think that would be a question for Greta Gerwig. Like, I know you're probably not thinking of doing a Marvel movie, but if you were, what character would you take a crack at? You know, if a character or a team or a specific comic line, like if they do it right, and I know we already have a terrific show for this character, but if they do it right and they bring back Kristen Ritter, I could see Greta Gerwig possibly directing Alias Investigations. Maybe that's a movie or a series, and they want to retitle it Alias Investigations, so it's more of like a detective, maybe different episode, different case type deal. Every episode's a different case. Who knows? But that would be pretty cool. I mean, I know that's a pretty badass female character with great three-dimensional depth, especially when she's the Jessica Jones character. Because originally she was Jewel. That was her superhero name. Don't know much about Jewel, but I know she really got popular and her character really got a lot more depth when her character went into the whole Jessica Jones Alias Investigation run. So I would love to see Greta Gerwig probably tackle that. But before that, I would want to see what she would want to do. That would be pretty cool. I enjoyed Barbie. I wasn't one to like, F Barbie. It should never have been made and this and that. And it's whatever the case may be. It's just, I had a fun time with it. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest movie, like Team Pink, whatever the case may be. I wasn't like praising the movie. I wasn't like bashing the movie. I was just surprised and happy that I had fun and I enjoyed the movie. Like I was entertained by it. I laughed my ass off. I got what they were trying to say. None of it went over my head. I didn't feel offended by anything that they said because I'm a dude. Like some people were like really sensitive about this movie. And I don't know, man. I didn't get all that hoopla. I was just generally entertained by the movie. So if she wants to do something with Marvel, why not? Doors are open because Marvel needs a little pick-me-up as of right now. But they are doing rather well with X-Men 97. So I think the X-Men is going to be their next focal point. Mutants and X-Men are going to be their focal point from here on out. For sure. And I don't think Greta Gerwig, Kristen Stewart are ever going to touch a Marvel project because they want to do their own stuff. For sure. Kristen Stewart post-Twilight has done a lot of amazing work. If you still remember her from Twilight and you still think, oh, I can't separate her from Twilight, she has done a lot of amazing stuff since then. And she stays relatively in the indie, low-budget realm. She doesn't come out and do big-budget movies that much. So A24 is more of like, she was doing A24 type movies before A24 was a thing, if that makes sense. You feel? So those are the types of movies she relatively sticks to. And that's why I was so interested about Greta Gerwig doing Barbie, because Greta Gerwig is an independent filmmaker. So to hear that she was doing a big budget movie like Barbie, that was a first. So that's why I was so interested. What would an independent voice bring to a big budget movie? And we saw that. Very successful and very controversial. I'm still calling Barbie a controversial movie. We got a very successful and controversial movie, and in my opinion, a very entertaining movie. That's a feel-good movie. I can see that being kind of a feel-good movie because it's a lot of that's definitely, I've seen some messed up movies. That's a feel-good movie. Let's see.